Hey everybody, Kevin here from Invisible Insights, and here's a little something something for your performance edge. Now, it's the end of February. We're wrapping up 2 months in the new year, and it's time to do an evaluation. So I'm going to say the word that is so key to evaluation, and it's journaling. And here's the thing. This week, I've had more conversations about journaling. From my friends at the French Bakery down here in Hilton Head, South Carolina, to Grant and to David and Michael and Dwayne and Roy, all the people this week that I've talked to about. I'm trying to think of all the names. I mean, literally, it's been probably almost a dozen people. And so they're asking questions. They're at a point in the beginning of the year where they're saying to themselves, am I on track? Are things heading in the right direction? Are we doing the right things? And so this is kind of a clarity moment, right? And really clarity is key in order to set the levels of intentions that you need to set. Now you remember, intentions are an activator. Intentions activate the reticular activation system, which gets us in the right mindset to maintain the momentum in terms of how we choose how we're attacking a day, or what goal we're attacking, or what objective is necessary in order to win the moment, whatever that is for you. So when we get under the hood of it, how do we journal through it? Well, let me give you a framework for this. So the key here is to get your journal out, and I want you to dedicate a page. Now, you're looking at maybe 3 to 5 things that you're working on. If you were part of separation season, we talked about those 3 areas that you're wanting to move towards, or your B goals, or what you're becoming, obviously you left something, you're separating from some things you left behind, and you're moving towards some new things. So if you've been in separation season, it's probably going to be those things. But whatever that is, if it's life arenas, if it's finance, if it's relationships, if it's family, if it's marriage, if it's, whatever, spiritual, whatever those things are, I want you to dedicate a page to each of those things. So you're going to get your journal out, and you're going to, at the top, write each of those life arenas or whatever those areas are of focus for you. Then I want you to begin to ask some questions. Now, I always use the framework of 3-2-1, but it can be a number. You may have 5 questions, so it could be a 5-2-1, whatever that is. But I want you to ask very relevant questions about that particular arena or that particular area that you're focusing on. So first of all, it's like, all right, so what are the questions? Am I this? Should I this? Think about how you're self-assessing through the lens of whatever that area is, and then ask the pertinent questions. What are the 3 to 5 questions? Let's say 3 to 5, and write them out. You don't have to answer them, by the way. It's kind of funny. Questions have a huge invisible attached to it, because whatever question you have is usually half of the answer that you need to get. And if you're asking a really good question, you're going to find that it's producing much more of the internal kinds of details for you to get on the other side of it and bring an answer to it. So questions are important. So what are those 3 to 5 questions? And then let's get into the second part. Once you've listed the questions, this is kind of where you unpack it a little bit. Where are the concerns? Now, like we said, as questions, the better the questions, they kind of feed a little bit of the solution. Well, guess what? Now when you get into the concerns, you start playing out to the negative a little bit. I don't want you to catastrophize the thing. I don't want you to go to it's the end of the world stuff. But what are your concerns? If I don't, then what? If this doesn't take place, then what? Because now it starts to add even more to that solution that you're looking for. Because ultimately, where the answer ultimately is after the 2 concerns is going to be the one thing I need to focus on, the one decision I need to make, the one action I need to take, the one thing that I need to dial into and get under the hood of and take action on. I'm not talking about making a list here. There's no checklist. There's no on Tuesday I'm going to know. It's what's the focus? What's the one thing I need to focus on? What's the one thing I need to actually do? I'm not talking about the second thing or the third thing or the fourth thing. Those things will come along. When you activate and you dig into and set your intentions to really focus on what you need to do, the other things come along for the ride. You lean into it, you behave into it, right? We talked about B goals. When you behave into it, it starts to give you an internal level of momentum that gets the answer that you're looking for. When the answer becomes clear, relevance emerges. When relevance emerges, then all of a sudden the passion piece of it connects to it. Now you're on like a dog on a scent, right? You're like, now I'm chasing this thing. And it's a good thing to chase because now you're dealing with that focus. It's taking away those concerns. Now, all of a sudden, whoa, wait a minute. Now the serotonin and the dopamine and all those little chemicals in your head are working for you and not against you. You're getting out of that anxiety loop and more into an activity loop that draws you closer to a conclusion and momentum and progress. And when those things happen, damage is done, my friend. So that's the game you're playing. So stay after it. And to all my friends out there who are in the journal mode, keep after it. Stack days, stack weeks. You're going to get better and better. And 3-2-1 or 5-3-2-1 or however you want to do it. Do some damage on it and tell me all about it. Send me an email. Let me know how it's going. Take care. Always remember this: when you see the invisible, you become unstoppable.